second series, I guess this is the winners match. So Smile makes it to the winners match. I mean, no one told us this until we were literally on like the 3 seconds until we were in game. And apparently, yeah, I mean, you can see Naruto is just as surprised. He's like, wait, what? He's like not paying attention to the lobby, and now he has no idea what's going on. Same with me. Anyways, let's kick this off. We have to the top right. In the winners match, because Massa is apparently a no-show, our Red Terran player, Mind Sanity's Smile, did actually take down Major in the Copa America groups the other day. As we have down to the bottom left-hand side of the map, our Blue Zerg player, give it up if you're cheering on Cham. Wham bam, it's Cham. Okay, so setting up into this, looking to see how this is going to go. Not really expecting to cast a TVZ right here. This caught me completely off guard. Not going to lie, as we set up in towards Hatch Gas Pool against just a Rax on the way up early. As we get this going. So set up into this. Let's see what's going to happen. How are we doing in the chat? Meg is beautiful, saying you can hear Wardy finally for the first time in 2 weeks, about 7 times over. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm glad you're spamming. Liven up the chat a little bit. Any chat liveliness is good chat liveliness nowadays. As we set up a factory behind this barracks, nothing really too surprising going on here right away. I'm still just a little bit taken back that this is going to be Cham versus Smile and not Massive versus Smile. Now this is going to be this could be such a short day. Like, first series was super fast. Like, I mean, we could just this could be like so stupidly fast as a day of StarCraft 2. Oh dear. So if this is a fast stream, if the tournament ends pretty quickly, guys, we will just change things up and we'll do a little bit of a different stream afterwards to stay alive. But obviously, there's only so much we can do. Two Hellions on the way up. Factory-based players being so much more popular in TVZ as of late. Did you start to see that setup coming down? A few Zerglings working their way through the rocks on the back. A couple of Queens as well coming into range and starting to work their way through those. Those rocks taking quite a few hits. The Viking on the way out as well. Smile starting to set up in towards this. And that we're going to be... yeah, just kind of, I mean, the Viking just start cleaning out some overloads. Interesting to see how Smile plays. I haven't cast Smile in a very long time. So it's going to be interesting to see what he goes for. He's actually going to drop the fusion core. So right from the get-go, Smile going to look towards that ranged Liberator build. Something we've been seeing a little bit of here on Proxima Station. Starts up the stim pack as the Overload flies in. I wonder if Cham sees that and thinks it's a little bit strange that he was putting the that he was putting this down at that sort of timing. And as he does see, he actually saw the barracks lifting. So that's a little bit of a shame there, I think. That's why it's not there anymore. He's seen it lifted into the sky as the Overlord just dived, so maybe Smile a little bit too eager on that one as the Liberator will start on up. The ranged libs, the advanced ballistic will start in a moment or two as well. And for now, well, Cham will just add on some extra queens. The correct response to ranged Liberators, well, Ravagers definitely do a good job in helping to clean them up, but I mean, the ideal response is going to be that Spire play, just get up units to completely shut them down from ever really being able to siege up or to do anything else. So we'll see how this goes as Cham, a few queens at the front, just pushing out creep. So far, he hasn't really committed into anything at all. As now we see double evolution chamber coming down in the natural expansion, and he starts to set up into, well, a strong mid game. But again, we're looking towards this and making sure that he, well, we're hoping that he's going to have enough up early enough to make sure he can defend against these ranged Liberators, because that could make his life so difficult here in the near future. It's kind of surprising how much we've seen this build on Proxima Station recently. We've seen it time after time after time. So, obviously a map people feel it's quite decent on and a good way to start up in towards your own macro game. I guess one of the big things is that you delay a lot to go into ranged libs, but despite that you can still defend a third base very easily on this map, so you're not delayed in taking it by too much as you might be on other maps where you just wouldn't have the units to actually defend a third base. So, that's one way of looking at it. As the first Liberator will look towards maybe hitting the natural. Actually just going to sit here and wait for that upgrade to finish, as he'll be able to siege up from a distance and see if he's going to be able to get a little bit more going on. As we see a few Hellions at the front working their way through, a couple Creep Teamers to begin with. And the Queen able to help push that back, so Hellions taking a little bit more damage and being pushed away, as the Viking from Smile will be working his way through this Overlord as well. Overlord is about to go down. And as the Overlord falls, that will be, again, some nice damage done so far. I mean, at the same time, though, Cham making more Overlords. He's actually making a lot of Roaches, too. This first Liberator actually took a lot of damage at some point, so that's unfortunate, because now he's maybe that little bit weaker as range is now finished for these Libs, so he wants to maybe start getting them in position. More Roaches just coming up from Cham, though. He's got a lot of these Roaches, and he might even just get aggressive, go across the map, and see what he can do. Honestly, it would work so well, because at the moment, back at home, there's really absolutely nothing. First Siege Tank on the way, as Smile is going to add on 2 extra factories. He is going to look to play mech here. This Liberator sieges, but isn't actually in range of doing anything at all anyways, so I'm going to try and reposition somewhere a little bit more useful. This time we'll get in range of these Queens, but the Queens should just pull away in time, and he takes one shot, but that's about it, as another Liberator taking some damage too, and so far, unfortunately, Smile not really able to achieve too much with the Liberator play. Cham not paying attention here, and oh, yes he is. Just one shot taken on the Queen. Loses a couple of drones as these Liberators edge a little bit further forwards. As we're going to see moving across the map, the Ling Roach Ravager just going to look to see what it can do then. So far, 2 Hellions up here and a Siege Tank as well, but that's really it. 5 Marines also are kind of spread around the base. I mean, that's not really going to make a difference though. Cham has a lot to fight with, and well, the Liberators are all across the map, sieging up and harassing. I mean, here's one Liberator. Problem is there's so many Ravagers coming in that, I mean, one Liberator isn't really going to be enough to keep you safe here. I mean, the Corrosive Bowels should very easily be able to work their way through that, as see more Ravagers morphing in here. Initially, Corrosive Bowels coming down. That's a very dead Liberator right from the get-go. If he has maybe 2 or 3 shots off as he'll work his way through this depot to the right-hand side. And just going to position himself here slowly to see what he can do. Currently just Corrosive Bowling down that barracks at the front. SCV's pulled off the line to do some damage. The Liberator is still sieging up the entire natural mineral line of Cham here. Currently not mining his main base, taking some shots as well. So he's definitely taking damage, but I still feel as though he's got a lot to work with as he starts to push on through. With only 3 siege tanks behind the wall, you've got to worry for Smile, because there's just so much Zerg that's going to be approaching him in this third base, and you can see already the third base going to have to lift up and start evacuating. But now, Ravagers can maybe just start going up this ramp. Corrosive Bowels coming down. I don't think they're going to be in the right position to pick off both those Liberators. Just going to be 1 or 2 shots away from finishing that off, and well, now he gets into the main base, and another tank goes down. The production will be counted. More SCVs are falling, and we're going to be seeing Cham very quickly looking to take a 1-0 lead in this series. So Cham going to be taking down a few more units, and that's going to be about it. GG's. Cham picks up game number 1 of this best of 3, and we'll game number 2, guys. We're going to kick things off to the top left of Honor Grounds as we see the blue Zerg player from OSC. Root, give it up if you're going to be cheering on Cham. And down to the bottom left, our Red Terran player, give it up for my Insanity's Smile. And just as we head into this one, a big thank you to Montian in the chat. Not just the 2-month resub, but also the Cheer 600 coming on through. Thank you so much, dude. Says some leftover bits, send them to you. Dude, thank you so much. Do appreciate it. If you can see some love in the chat, please, for Montian. And this Cheer 600. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it, as always. As always, thank you so much. Our top cheerer this month by quite a margin. I actually need to edit the overlay a bit to kind of add some cheer settings into the overlay. It's something that I need to work on. Figure it out, you know. That will be coming at some point soon, I hope. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So we'll be working on getting that going again, because I love the cheers. I do think I'm going to look into getting some gifts made to have my own custom cheer emote. Wouldn't that just be awesome? You could like literally cheer wardy faces. It'd be sick. It'd be sick, I think. I think it'd be cool. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Anyways, thank you very much for the cheers. And with that, we do head into this game, as we're going to be seeing from Smile, the Free Racks Reaper play. in game number 2. So setting up into this, let's see how this is going to go. As we see 3 Reapers on the way out, or 3 racks on the way up. I guess Reapers will be on their way out shortly. Unfortunately for Smile, it's going to be Cham coming in right away with this Overlord. He's going to see those 3 racks immediately. And so he knows exactly what he's playing against right from the get-go. And he's just going to respond with a Roach Roar. And so he's going to go straight to Roach play. And with those Roaches, you do get that kind of sturdier force to really just push those Reapers back, rather than the Zerglings, which are still a little bit flimsy. So I like this. I feel as though I always felt as though the Roach play was the best way to kind of deal with 3 racks Reaper. And it's one of the ways that Scarlet was trying to deal with it when Beyond started doing it a lot more frequently in their competitions as well. As we're just going to be seeing the Reaper here dropping down a grenade, and again some Zerglings just looking to see what's up, looking to see if they can help out until that Roach run is finished, until the Roaches can start coming out as well, of course. Again, this Queen just looking its way through a couple of those Reapers there. And another Queen, as it comes down the ramp, will just start to take the charge, take the lead, and pushing on forwards. We're going to be seeing a couple of Reapers having to pull back momentarily. So a little bit of damage being done. I mean, so far so good, I would say, by Cham. Pretty solid defense up until this point. There's a few Roaches going to start popping out, and a few more coming in behind this as well. And again, as that Roach kind of gets a bit more stable, a bit more steady, that's when you're really going to be able to push away those Reapers with ease. And in this map, it's actually taking the low ground base pretty nice, because now where do the Reapers go? Well, they can't jump into the main over here. They can't really get access to the main over here. If your Roaches are just in the front, that's always going to be where those Reapers have to approach from. So, oh, I like that. That's pretty cute, but it's not quite going to work out, trying to hide the Roaches in the line of sight blocker. As you have the Roaches and the Ravager. Just going to drop a Corrosive Bile, and the Reapers do have to pull back just very quickly. 2 more barracks coming up back at home, and Smile, well, he does have his first command center expansion on the way up now. And he's just going to be, I wonder if he just keeps making Reapers. I mean, he's already got 3 more on the way, obviously, but I wonder if he keeps making Reapers with the 5 barracks. And he just really goes for it. As you can see, Cham is taking the opportunity to drone up a little bit. His natural expansion now starting to saturate slightly. But for the most part, still building a lot of Roaches as well, making sure he's got plenty to push this back with. Using the Corrosive Bowels to force Smile to keep on pulling away as well. And still these Reapers just sat atop the ramp at the moment, and Roaches and Ravagers getting a couple of shots off. Corrosive Bowels going forwards too, landing just towards the front here. Still these units looking to see what else might go on. We're going to actually see one Reaper again taken down almost instantly there, so nice little pick off right away, as we're going to be seeing the Roaches and the Ravagers going to keep on pushing forwards. Another Corrosive Bowel coming down. Smile once again having to dodge backwards. I'm just going to be seeing Cham. Well, still just setting up Len now on the way. Another Roach still droning up at, you know, a nice pace, I would say. You know, making sure he's not over droning or anything. Reaper's getting pushed back again. And overall, I mean, you got to look at this from Smile's perspective too, though. He's gone to this position where he's gone into the mid game with Stim and Combat Shield starting up now, where he hasn't really kind of lost out on too much. He's not traded badly, and he has kept the Zerg at a pretty reasonable work account too. So this has not been so bad with the Reapers, as now he is up on 5 racks. If if it is a bio play he wants to follow up with, then he's in the perfect position to do so. 5 racks, can go into the factory now, start getting that into a reactor for the starport to swap onto, and just start going from there. Really, go into that really kind of standard mid game. Off of what, of course, is not necessarily the most normal of openings to go into a standard game from, but it will kind of allow him to do that. And the Reapers mixed into the army will always be a big benefit as well. They're not going to be something which is just dead weight. They're still going to be useful. You can still grenade during a fight. You can still use them as straight up damage output in the engagements too. So that's something that those Reapers can... you can definitely still use these Reapers, is what I'm trying to say. And as we're going to be seeing the Reapers coming around the center now, going to go up towards the top perhaps, and still just looking around. Reapers here, seeing if they can find anything else in the next few moments. So Reapers just still seeing what they might be able to do, as we see the Roaches and Ravagers from Cham coming on in, and just having a little bit of a peek here and a peek there. A couple of shots once again. Those Ravagers, especially with the extra range, as they do get in towards the Reapers, you have a pretty good time. I didn't realize there's so many Reapers dead so far this game. 7. I mean, I guess we didn't really see this kind of Reaper pool kind of growing, but just losing one at a time means that Smile's actually lost quite a lot so far. There's Cham with +1 attack, Roach speed on the way, making a lot more units, and I wonder if he just goes for this. I mean, his third hatchery is only just shortly about to finish up, right? So I guess as that finishes up, he'll be able to drone a bit more, but I mean, he might just commit to kind of a large attack before then. What do we see from Smile back at home? Well, he's got a lot of Marines, a couple of Marauders too. I mean, again, he is building up off of 5 racks. Still no factory though, still no starport. His own +1 upgrade coming through as well. And we're going to see a couple of Marines actually going to go for a bit of an Overlord kill. See if they can get that. The Reaper's trying to buy time with their grenades. So you are going to be seeing a little bit of a surround being set up now by Cham. He'll pick off one Reaper. The other Reaper's getting off to the side. But I think for the most part, Cham has decided he wants to just go for a larger attack down the left-hand side and in towards his opponent's base. So here we go. Roaches and Ravagers from Cham. Continue to move down to the south. We're going to see a couple of Roaches, a Queen, able to start blocking these Reapers up a little bit. And those Reapers are going to start jumping up in towards the main base. Cham, does he have enough to fight this? I mean, that's a lot of bio. +1 on either side. No medevacs here, though, and I think that's one of the issues is we're going to be seeing Smile stutter stepping forwards. Problem is, now he runs out of stim, and now he's going to have to stim again to go once more, and as he has to stim again, that's another 10 health off of all of those units, and just makes his army so much weaker, as we're going to be seeing Cham really does seem to just have a bit too much. The Reapers have now gone down as well in the meanwhile, and as we see Marines popping out, they're just not realistically going to get into useful positions in time, and as we see now, Smile's supply block, meaning that he can't even really build the kind of units he needs anymore. Corrosive Bowels will keep Cham's bio-based army pushed back a little bit longer here. Now he has to step in and target this down, but again, without any medevacs at all, this bioforce just disappears so quickly. He's now able to make units once again because he's just lost so many units that he's out of his supply block. But barracks are going down one after the other, 2 dropping down so far. And I mean, it's not going to be long until another one goes down as well. Smile, I think, just scamming the base there. Just wants to see what the saturation is on his opponent's third. And when he sees that there isn't much of it, he realizes that his opponent was indeed very all-in. And Cham very quickly in this 2 series moves himself through into the round of 8.